I have never skated in Brian's pads before, but I got my hands on this clean looking setup. This is a 31+1 Optik X3, their intermediate size. So I'm gonna give them a little try, and I thought I'd bring you guys along and just give you my very first impressions. I'm just going out to skate a little bit, gotta shoot a little bit of video, and so I thought I would give these a try and tell you all about it. I won't be on the ice seeing any pucks until next week, so we'll see how they do today and see if I take them out next week to see how they are with some actual pucks. So first time firing up the Brian's pads. So we've got a bungee toe tie with kind of a little three-way sandwich type of thingy doobie. Let's see how that goes. So now it feels like it sits too low on my foot, so I'm going to bring it through the middle. And then there's a little heel strap. It'll go through the Lundy loop, I think. It's a bit cumbersome. Maybe they just keep this kind of done up and slide there. No, you gotta take it and undo it to go through the Lundy loop. It's like a firm strap. It's not like a bungee. So like my other pads, it's kind of a bungee, so I don't really have to adjust the tension on it at all. But this one, it's like, okay, well, I'm not really sure how tight that should be. And then the little inner cuff, it doesn't really have, like it doesn't have Velcro or anything. It's just kind of there. So then just put the Velcro on the outside, give it the wiggle test. Okay, we'll see. Different feel, that's for sure. Making that one a little looser. Maybe that strap's more meant to go under my skate, but I like a Lundy loop. So that would take a little getting used to. So and then this strap, I can take it either here to the side of my knee block, or I can drop it down to the calf wrap. I always like it on the lower leg, so that's what I'm gonna go with. Okay. Let's give them a rip. Okay, so I got the pads on, and I'm gonna just literally show you how they feel the first time in a butterfly, the first time doing a butterfly slide. So far, just when I skate, and it is my first time on the ice since the end of the season, so that's probably a factor of it too. I do feel like my top corners get a little more hung up, but again, it might just be because I haven't been on the ice. Let's put this in perspective, shall we? I am a recreational goalie. I started playing on ice as an adult. I played road hockey as a kid, as a goalie, but I started actually playing on ice to help you guys, to try to sort of feel what are the sticking points, what are the hurdles, where do you need help on the ice and how can we train that in the gym? That's why I started. But then once I got all the pads on, not just my baseball glove and a face plate, but I was a little like that little kid again, and I've been loving it. But I'm a recreational player. I'm an adult. I'm self-taught. I'm not trying to teach you how to be a better goalie. There are lots better people. Go to see Brian DeCord. Stop at goaltending for that. But I'm just sharing hey, I got these new pads as an intermediate recreational goalie. Here's how I find them, and share it with you. Maybe help you make an informed decision, or maybe you have a question, just drop it in the comments. So let's see how they roll. So most of you know, if you've watched some of my other videos, I'm a huge fan of Warrior. I always keep going back to my Warriors. I've had other brands, but so far my heart is always with those Warriors. And part of it is because they're light, they're mobile, they slide like crazy, which really helps me because I need that speed when someone tries to do a wraparound. So let's try the Brian's. So I'm just gonna start here, start into a butterfly. One issue, little issue I have with my Warriors is when I'm in the butterfly, sometimes the top corners of the knee stacks hit one another and it keeps a little gap, maybe that much gap. So that's one thing I'm looking for, and there's tons of space between the top corners of the knee stacks here, so I'm not close to hitting there. Lots of overlap. That's quite nice. It's a little bit surprising. Let's see. Woo. The slide feels good. Wow, that's surprising. Now this is fresh ice. Obviously there's no snow on it, but that really surprises me. That is some nice slide. Like I said, it's my first skate. Already my feet are like sore. I'm tired, my feet hurt. That's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. These feel good. They definitely feel more clunky than my Warriors. My Warriors feel like little race cars. These feel a little more clunky. They actually move really nice. And I was worried about that toe bridge maybe being too tight. I don't feel that at all. My pads, if anything, I really like it. Like my pads really stay centered on my leg. It's very interesting. I am not gonna lie. I'm absolutely loving the feel of these Brian's pads. These are the Optik X3. They're intermediate pads. You know what? I'm sold enough. I'm going to bring them out on the ice with me for my first skate back with Sammy and Dan, who are my teammates on Sunday morning hockey. It's training camp. It's first day of training camp next week. So I'm going to bring them out, get some puck marks on them, and see how they stop the pucks. All right, let's talk about the Brian's pads. I had them out on the ice for just that first skate. I was shooting some video and wore them for that. So it was nothing, just a little bit of skating, a lot of standing around talking to the camera. Then I had my first day of training camp, first skate with Sammy and Dan, who are two of the guys that I play hockey with on Sunday. And yes, we have practices once a week. So we had our first skate on Friday. So it was my second time on the ice since the season ended. My first time taking any pucks. And so I wore my new Brian's Optik 3X or something. Optik X3. They are intermediate pads. They are a 31+1. I feel they are taller. Let's do this scientifically, shall we? I feel they are a bit taller than the Warriors. Maybe a very small smidge. I would have thought they were actually a little bit taller than that. They definitely close the 5-hole way, way better. In my Warriors, sometimes this angle on the two pads, it hits each other and it holds them open unless I'm in a really wide flare. This was no problem whatsoever. So way easier to close the 5-hole. To me, overall, they felt heavier. They felt heavier and they felt a little clunkier. I think that in my Warriors, this is thinner. This is a little bit thicker. And so when I was skating, I felt like these top corners, kind of wanted to catch each other a little bit. But I always feel that pretty much nonstop. And the thing that I always tell myself, which is always true, I never notice it on the ice or when I'm actually playing. So same goes here. It wasn't an issue. From the looks of it, I made maybe 4 saves. Okay, maybe 7 saves, so that's pretty good. What did I like about them? I love the slide on them. I feel like it's the best compromise. Sometimes the Warriors, I do wear the slide plates on the Warriors because I'm slow, as the video will show. I'm very slow. I'm a slow twitch animal. So I need the speed from the slide to stop a wraparound, which going to the Warriors with the slide plates made the world of difference. It was crazy. Sometimes it's a little wild. Sometimes I end up at the bottom of the face-off circle. So I found this was a nice compromise. The Trues that I tried, I'll do a video review on those as well. They were good, but once the ice got chewed up in my crease, it was like, wow, really not very good. So I'm gonna put some, like a little bit of wrap on there, like a clear plastic film on there, like you use on your car apparently, but to make them slide a little better and give them another go. But these, I love them. They are fast, but not wild and out of control. So that was great. I love an adjustable inner calf wrap, and this one, I don't know, I might be missing something, but it feels like the inner part isn't adjustable, it's just there. And then this wraps over top, but it was fine. The pads rotated so nicely. Actually, not once did I land on the face of my pad, which is incredible. So that was really good. And I think this is true, but you guys tell me, like the Brian's expert, someone will know this and be like, duh. But it felt to me like this top part was stiffer. So if I made a rebound off the top part, it would shoot off pretty nice. Down closer to my boot, it felt a little softer. It would still, and I usually kind of kick my leg a little bit when I make a pad save anyway. I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but so they would clear, but not kind of coming off like a bottle rocket. So I think there's a difference maybe in the density of the foam. I'm not sure, but but it wasn't like they weren't dying and sitting in my feet because I don't like that. So that was good. The one thing, and I think it was more a me problem than a them problem, I fell off the knee cradle a couple times. I wear Warrior knee pads, and probably 3 times, probably more honestly when I was moving, like scrambling a little, probably a little out of balance. So I think that's one part of it. But I hate falling off the knee cradle. And that doesn't happen hardly ever on my Warriors. But I like bringing this knee strap down to the calf. I think next time I go out, I'm gonna snug it up a little, because you can with these pads, and I'm gonna bring it across behind the knee. Like, I haven't done that in a long time, but I'm gonna try that and see. I like these pads enough that I'm willing to give it a try and see if that will work. But otherwise, yeah, I liked everything about them. The strapping's a little different. Like I said earlier, I was skeptical, but I really like them. So I'm gonna persevere with them. I'll use them a couple more times for practice, then we'll see which pads make the cut to start the season. If you guys have used these pads, these are intermediate 31+1 Optik X3. If you guys have used these pads or the newer versions, maybe, I think, at least for the seniors, there's a Optik 4. Tell me what the difference is. Tell me how you like them. Tell me if you had that experience of your knee falling off the cradle and what you did. Maybe you just did this. But I'm really interested to hear what you think, and maybe especially if you've used Warrior before and tried the Brian's. But super impressed. All right, I love you guys. I'll catch you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. I love you guys.